Here in San Diego, according to reports from CoreLogic, San Diego home prices peaked again. Joining us now with more is Jim Bottrell with the Jim Bottrell Real Estate Team. Reports again, home prices up at an all-time high.
Yeah, we're back there again. So the median house price has, yeah, I know you're in the market now too.
I know I am.
The median house price is back up to $850,000. So if you want to break that into single-family residences, single-family median price $956. Now, if you're looking at attached homes, condos, something like that, $680,000. Now, like he was just saying, like Logan was just saying, that is also a low number of transactions. So yes, prices are up, but there's not a lot of transactions that are happening. In fact, the transactions are so low, we're now being compared to 1988 numbers. So historic low number of transactions, just not a lot of houses for sale.
And why is that?
Well, it's pretty simple because 82% of people who have a loan on their house right now have a loan that starts with a 2 or a 3.
Yeah.
So they are just unwilling to give those up. They're just not going to bring their house to market. So, you know, there's a saying, I used to love my home, but now I love my interest rate. And so, yeah, it's true. You know, we went from record low interest rates. You know, during COVID in 2021, we got down, I mean, I'm at 2.25 on my house. Not giving that up.
Thanks for rubbing it in.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. We had to twist the knife a little bit. Let me get the knife out of your back. You know, so people like me, they're just not going to give them up, and that's understandable. So normally, as a family, will, you know, they get bigger, they want to upsize, or if the, you know, when the kids move out and their family contracts, they want to, you know, they have extra bedrooms or whatever, they want to downsize for a house that fits their needs. But the thing is, they're not willing right now to give up that 2 or 3% interest rate to go into a 6.5% or a 7.5% interest rate. So think about that family that has, you know, they've had a couple extra kids and they've got a 3-bedroom house and their interest rate's at 3%, and they'd say, wow, we really need that 4th bedroom, but that's at 6.5%, effectively doubling our monthly payment of housing. So the option is double your monthly payment of housing or bunk beds in the kids' room, and bunk beds are winning out.
Okay. So, but in reality, like if somebody really is looking and they're pre-qualified, I mean, what is your advice? Do we wait? Do we wait and see? Do we jump in? Like, do we get what we can? What
you know,
do we do?
I've been doing these interviews for a long time, and I always say, you know, I'm a big advocate of owning a home, and I hate renting, and I think renting is just awful. You're just funding someone else's retirement, and you're never gonna get out of the rat race if you're renting. Waiting. So there's a lot of people out there right now. National Association of Realtors published a form saying there's almost 50% of would-be buyers out there are waiting for interest rates to come down. Well, here's the problem with that. Interest rates may come down. Every 1% it comes down, 5 million new buyers enter the market nationally, all right? But I did a study in my own team, in my office. We were trying to figure out, we had this question, it's like, at what point in time do the sellers bring their house to the market? What time do they give up that 3% interest rate? And we debated about it for a while, and I had 30 people in the room. And I said, wait a minute, let's just run an experiment. I said, so here's what we're gonna do. Here's your scenario. You guys are a family, your family's expanded, your house doesn't fit your needs anymore. You currently have a 3% interest rate. I'm gonna start working through interest rates. At what point in time would you give up your 3% interest rate and go to a higher interest rate? And I said, so put your hand in the air when I get your number. I started at 7%, no hands. 6.5, no hands. 6%, no hands. 5.5, no hands. Said 5, 3 hands went up. Okay. So 3 people out of 30 were willing to give up their 3% interest rate, then go to a 5% interest rate. When I went to 4.5, I had 15 hands, 4%, we got the remaining 12. So my point in that, and I know statisticians are saying that's not a proper sample size, but it's all I needed to know. It tells me that sellers are not going to come to the market until they can get somewhere between 4 and a 4.5% on a replacement property.
Okay.
Problem is, we're not going to get there. Fed is now leaning to, you know, lower interest rates a little bit, but we're going to lower to maybe 6, maybe the very high 5s. So that is a problem. So when that happens, when we get to that 6 or high 5s, we're going to have a flood of buyers that are going to show up into the market, but the sellers are not. So what my advice, going back to your question, is don't wait. Because if you buy today, or if you wait for interest rates to come down, you're going to have a whole bunch more competition for not very many houses. Prices will go up. So my advice to somebody like you, bite the bullet. Bite the bullet, get the house today at today's prices. If and when interest rates come down, you refinance into that lower rate. So you can get the better price today and the lower payment of tomorrow.
All right, that makes sense. Thank you so much, Jim Bottrell.
All right, thanks for having me.
Do you have any pocket listing? Let us know.
I do.
Logan, we'll send it back to you.